Hello, my friends, and welcome back. It's Mrs. E again. Hello. Hello, Olivia and Samantha, Kalel, Shane, and Ajay. Yesterday, when we met, I introduced the letter H. Let's just spiral back and review before we go on to some social studies. Uppercase H, lowercase h. H, hippo. Listen for the sound. One more time. Uppercase H, lowercase h. H, hippo. We also learned about a new sight word. Take a look. M-Y. That spells my. My house is gray. My dogs bark a lot, as you probably heard in the last video. Let's read that word one more time. M-Y, my. Now, before we go on, I found a wonderful poem speaking of hippos in the book of Where the Sidewalk Ends. It's a book written by Shel Silverstein, and in it you can find lots of funny poems. There was one about a hippopotamus sandwich. Recipe for a hippopotamus sandwich. A hippo sandwich, it's easy to make. All you do is simply take one slice of bread, one slice of cake, some mayonnaise, one onion ring, you might be saying yuck, one hippopotamus, one piece of string, a dash of pepper. That ought to do it. And now comes the problem, biting into it. My goodness, you have to have an awfully large mouth to eat a hippopotamus sandwich. Isn't that a silly poem? I thought you might enjoy it. Well, today we're going to learn about good citizenship. And that's something we talk a lot about in our classroom, don't we? We have rules in our classroom. We have rules like, does anyone remember one? When you have something to say, what should you do? Should you call out? No. I see you doing it. You should raise your hand. Very good. When we're playing a game, is it always your turn? No, it's not. No, it's not. You have to take turns. Very good. You need to be fair. Rules, and you could call them laws too. They keep you safe. So they're important to follow. They're important to follow. And you do have rules in your school community and your home community. In fact, I'm sure you have some rules at home. When you take out your toys, who should clean them up? Not mom and dad. No, you should. So let's take a look at this week's Social Studies Weekly. It's called Good Citizens. And if you look at the picture, you see a young girl. Let's talk about the setting. Do you think she's at the zoo? I don't think so. McDonald's? Although I bet you wish you were there. No, it looks like the setting is her classroom. It looks like school. And it says, you are a citizen. You are part of a group. How can you be a good citizen? You can be responsible. And that's one word we talk about, responsible for your actions, right? If you decide to do something, you need to take responsibility for it. Only you can decide what you should or should not do. You can obey the laws. You can be kind and helpful. And you can think of other ways to be a good citizen. So how could you be a good citizen? How about just being nice to everybody? Treat others the way you want to be treated. And speaking of citizenship, You are all citizens of what country? Where do we live? That's right. I think I heard someone say it out there. The United States of America. You should be proud to be a citizen of this great country. And every morning on the loudspeaker, we hear the Pledge of Allegiance. We face our flag, which is, that's right, red, white, and blue. It has stars and stripes. We place our hand over our hearts and let's say it together. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Very good, boys and girls. I'm proud of you for saying it and remembering it. So, citizenship, taking responsibility for your actions, doing what you know is right, treating others the way you want to be treated. All right, let's open up our Scholastic. Well, actually, this is a Social Studies Weekly. And let's look at page 2. Uh-oh. It looks like we have two friends who are not very happy. Look at their faces. It says, good citizens do their best to get along with others, but friends do not always agree about everything. Do you remember our word from last week, quarrel? Yes, it means to disagree, to fight. Do you think that's a good way to solve problems? I don't think so, boys and girls. It says, what can you and a friend do if you are not getting along? Well, it says, talk about the problem. Use quiet voices. Screaming and yelling makes it very difficult to solve problems. When you talk, make sure you listen to each other and ask yourselves, what is fair? For example, maybe they both want to play with the same toy in the classroom. Should it only be played with by the little girl in the blue shirt and the pink headband and the black hair? Would that be fair? Or should it only belong to the little girl in the blue shirt with the red hair? No, toys in the classroom, they belong to everyone. What would be a good way to solve this problem? Talk it out. Use soft voices. Yes, it would be fair to take turns. If you still are not getting along, sometimes you need to take a break from a friend, and then maybe you can try it again at another time. But remember, problems can be solved if you talk softly, you listen to your friend, and perhaps you come up with a very fair way of solving the problem. Like, in this case, maybe taking turns. Let's turn it over and look at this picture. Well, I think that looks like a teacher. It says underneath, how do you make decisions in your class? Maybe you have a chart that shows who does the jobs each day. A job chart is a fair way to make sure everyone gets a turn. That's true. It is a fair way, and we do have a job chart, and every week Mrs.E switches the jobs, so everyone gets a turn at being the line leader, the lunch monitor, the mail monitor, plant monitor, day counter. We have lots of jobs. Or the weather watcher, right? The weather monitor, or the weatherman, or weather person, I should say. Yeah. So we have charts like that, so we can take turns and make sure we are fair with who gets to do what job. I do know line leader is a favorite. Let's take a look at this picture. I see a boy in a green shirt. He's raising his hand. What if your teacher says your class can have 15 minutes of outside recess or 15 minutes of inside recess? How would you decide? Would it be fair if we just do what Ajay wants to do? Or what just Kalel wants to do? Or what Shane or Olivia or Samantha wants to do? Would it be fair if I only listened to one child in the classroom? No, it would not. We would have to what? We do it every day when we open the calendar, when we decide on which decoration or picture to put at the top. We begins with a V. It rhymes with boat. We vote. Very good. We vote. So voting is a very fair way of deciding what we're going to do. Here on the bottom, I hope you can see that. I'm going to move the camera just a little bit. We have children playing outside. It says, how do you make decisions on the playground? What if two people want the same swing, but there is only one swing left? Talk with your classmates about a fair way to decide what to do. Well, what do you think would be fair? What do you think we should do? I think I heard someone say we should take turns. And you're correct. For one child to play on the swing for the entire time, that would not be fair. Remember, you always want to think about how you would like to be treated. If you would like to go on the swing and someone else was on it, I think you know where I'm going with this. Then you would like them to take turns. And that's the perfect way to solve that problem. Now we're going to go to the last page of our Social Studies Weekly. And here we have some work. And I can just hear Kalel saying, Mrs.E, put your name at the top. So I'm going to do that. You can now practice, or maybe after this video, practicing writing your name. But right now I'm going to put Mrs.E at the top. Kalel always likes when I put my name there. And we're going to finish this page together. So I'm going to move the camera a little bit closer. And I'm going to hope that you can see each of these things. It says, Kim says it is her turn to be first in line. Uh-oh, sounds like a problem coming. Ben says it is his turn. How can Kim and Ben solve their problem? Listen and follow along while your teacher, that would be me, Mrs. E, reads each sentence. Circle the sentence that tells what Kim and Ben should do. Write an X on the sentence that tells something they should not do. Okay, so we're going to circle the sentences that tell what Kim and Ben should do, and we're going to put an X on the sentences that tell what they should not do. I'm going to read the first one to you. It says, Kim and Ben should talk about their problem. Is that a good idea? I agree. I think it is. Talking about your problems help to solve them. Let's look at the next one. It says that Kim and Ben should call each other bad names. Oh, I don't think that's a way to solve a problem. I think that would make the problem worse. Let's put a big X on that. Okay. Oh, here's another suggestion. Should they yell loudly? Will that help? What do you think, Olivia? Sammy, should they start yelling loudly? No, definitely not. Not a good idea. How about this one? Kalel, Shane, Ajay, what do you think? Listen to each other. Should they listen to each other? Is that an important thing to do? Listen to each other? I think so. Let's circle that. And what about using quiet voices? Is that a good idea? Yes, if you're not yelling, you should use quiet voices. Very good. What about ask yourselves, what is fair? Is this fair for me to be the line leader all the time? No, that's not fair. That's not fair. So you do want to ask, what is fair here? How would you like this handled? What would make you and the other person happy? And then we have the word stop. Stop being friends. Do you think that's a good idea? You should stop being friends because you don't agree? That's not a good idea. I agree. Let's put an X on that because you will find in life that you will not always agree with other people. Maybe your friends, even family members. It does happen. We don't always agree. Sometimes we disagree. But when that happens, let's remember to be respectful and kind and responsible. Let's think about what's fair and let's use voices so other people, low, soft voices, so other people want to listen to us. Now we have a few more questions before we finish this today. Listen and follow along while your teacher reads each sentence. Circle yes if the sentence is correct. Circle no if the sentence is not correct. So we know yes, Y-E-S, and we know no, N-O, because every day we have a question of the day, and it's always a yes-no question or a yes-no answer. Good citizens obey the laws. Do they? Do good citizens follow the laws? Raise your hand if you think it's yes. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, I saw all 5 of you. You're saying yes, you agree. We should obey the laws. And another word for laws is rules. Voting is a fair way to decide. Should we vote? Do we vote in the classroom? We vote quite often. So I'm going to circle which one, Shane? Y-E-S or N-O? Yes, very good, Shane. Yes. Good citizens are not kind and helpful. Oh no, that doesn't sound like a good citizen. That sounds like a bad citizen. Good citizens are not kind? No, that's a definite no. We're going to circle that because we do know good citizens are kind and they are helpful. Now, here's the last thing that we need to do. Draw a picture of a time when you and a friend solved a problem. Well, maybe that's something you could do at home. Think about a time when you and a friend solved a problem. Well, I'm thinking about a time when 2 children wanted to play with the blocks. I'm going to give this a happy little face and some hair. And here's the other child. They both wanted to play with the blocks. And here's the bin of blocks. And what did they do? Did they fight? No, they did not. I should put an eye and a face on this one as well. We'll give them hair too. Did they fight? No. They solved their problem because there was only one bin of blocks by sharing. So here's the 2 of them holding a great big block and maybe stacking and making a building together. They solved their problem by sharing. And I always say sharing is caring. Very good. Now today, boys and girls, I would like you to maybe write down 1 or 2 rules with your mom or dad that you follow at home. Think about it. What are 2 things that you do that show that you are responsible or that you're kind or fair or respectful? 2 things that help to keep your house running very safely and calmly. What are 2 rules that you follow? Please write them down and save them because I would like to see them. I want to know what rules you follow. Every household has different rules. because we're all very special and unique. Families are like that. There are no two families the same. Remember, I always say it doesn't matter with whom you live. What matters is that you live with people who love you. And guess what? Mrs. E loves Y-O-U. All of Y-O-U. You're very special to me. All right, tomorrow maybe we'll talk about science and maybe do a little bit of math. I hope you're having a wonderful day, my friends. Catch my kiss. Mwah! You are the best class in the whole world. I always say, my class, uh-oh, that's upside down. My class is the very best class. And again, I do love you. Have a good day, friends. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.